Today is another day of the late night thoughts, and it's been some time since I reviewed anything. Partially because my recent items that I received are mainly audio stuff, so not much camera things in the past few months. And my contacts have changed recently, so it's a bit harder to get certain things to review. So if you guys have any contact, to tell me. But that said, today I will talk a little bit on the three flagship cameras here, and I will have a longer video on the ratings of this camera. But no, it's been almost a year since these three cameras came. End of last year, the Nikon Z9 came out. Just slightly before that, the R3, and before that, a few months, was the A1. And I've been using them since day one for all three systems itself. Now, I have to honestly say that I'm not a full-time photographer. I do portraiture, not full-time. And I have other jobs so that I could, have fun running this channel itself and review my stuff. So one day I will definitely sell away some of this equipment the moment I do not want to do so much reviews. But till then, I will keep these cameras. Maybe they will expire before my channel does. So that said, how do I feel about these three cameras since my purchase of them? Now, I didn't have my Fujifilm cameras here because today I'll just focus on the full frames. My thought today is that for the purpose of portraiture, I'm still extremely happy with the R3's performance, be it in image quality, be it in handling, be it in autofocus, especially if you shoot low light. The R3 in low light is fantastic. Not the image quality, but it's the overall handling. It is the only camera that you can shoot continuous AF with eye detect in low light at 125 for shutter and still get a good hit rate of above 80%. The other systems can't. The Sony is a mess. And when it comes to mixed lighting situation where you want to have a flash and background light, and more often than not, the background light may be at 140, 130 of a shutter, because you are firing flash, you need to use that mechanical shutter itself. This is where the R3 again excels, because it can shoot at 125 with mechanical shutter too. Overall, the R3 really is just a more pleasant experience, and the autofocus is the same. The autofocus on the eye is just so much more accurate on the R3, even after Nikon and Sony patched their camera. I tried, still not as good. The R3 still hits it better. The R3 is just so much more pleasant to use in the field compared to any of the other two flagships to me. But that said, I'm kind of falling in love with the Sony system. And that's because my DJI also uses a Sony mount lens. And Sony lenses are just so nice these days. Their latest lenses are so small, so good, so sharp, not so expensive either. They are costly still, but compared to what Canon has been throwing out recently, the Sony latest GM lenses are more affordable. So I think Sony, the camera itself, the A1, I don't quite like it as much. But the lenses, lenses are really nice. And seriously, if you were to ask me today to recommend you a system for photography and you are willing to pay a good amount of budget, right, but not infinite, I would recommend the Sony system because, I would tell you not to buy the A1. Get something else like the A7 IV, A7R4, and then just use the fantastic Sony lenses. I mean, Tamron is launching new ones. I've tested a few of them. Fantastic, really fantastic on the Sony system itself. Now, the Nikon, to me, is a system that I love the camera. I like their 1.8 lenses. But their 35 is just not good. I mean, somebody did comment on one of my comments recently. The 35 Nikon 1.8 isn't good. It's just not sharp to me. There is high tendency for it to be soft. So without the 35, I find it hard to fall in love with the Nikon system. Right? The Canon, at least I have the 28 or 70 and can use it at 35. It's pretty sharp, you know. But the Nikon has no alternative, and when it has 45 megapixel, it better have a sharp 35mm lens to me. If not, I just can't use it. I just can't enjoy it. But I love the 50mm 1.8. It's a fantastic lens. And the Nikon's weight is just heavy. I mean, yes, both of them weigh similar when you consider the lens. But at least I'm getting 1.2 here, but I'm not getting 1.2 here. So yeah, less megapixels isn't a big problem. I will talk about it in my other video. I'll save it for there. But trust me, after 1 year of using it, I tell you that megapixels is not important unless your lens can resolve it and you are shooting in extreme small aperture with depth of field. Or should I say not extreme small, I mean small aperture with depth of field. If not, your extra megapixels don't matter that much. And most people don't really care about the megapixels either, especially if you post on social media or hand over to your clients, because to your clients, even 4000 by 6000 is more than enough. More than enough, really. So, where does it lead me today? If I have to sell everything and just have one system, I'm inclined to continue sticking with Canon because it just works out the best for me. But that said, I didn't talk about my GFX. And if I can only keep one camera, I'll keep my GFX, because for portraiture, the image quality there is to die for. I'm willing to trade convenience for that awesome image quality, especially for my recent goddess shoots, which I love to do. Every time I shoot that, it just makes me admire the greatness of the GFX sensor. Greatness. But that's about it. I think that after a year of usage of all these three systems, no one system dominates over the other. And if anything, your lens selection and are you willing to even build up a new system matters more than the camera itself. But for me, at least, if I'm doing portraiture, the R3 is my flagship for full frame. But once again, if I can use one camera and have to consider everything I own, it will be the GFX 100. I will not abandon it. I kept it. Still there. Yes, it has devalued a lot, but I love it. It is still my camera of choice. I can give out the convenience. But short of the convenience, you know, if I care about the convenience, the R3 is my number one today. And that's about it. A short little catch up with myself in this channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.